How do I sync settings between versus code instances? If you are a game developer or just someone who loves coding, you might be wondering how to keep your Visual Studio Code settings consistent across different devices. This is especially important when working on game development projects where every detail matters. Let's break down how to sync your settings between instances of Visual Studio Code. First, you will want to enable the built-in settings sync feature. To do this, open Visual Studio Code on one of your devices. Look for the Manage Gear icon, usually located in the lower left corner of the window. Click on it and select the option to turn on Settings Sync. You can also find this option in the Accounts menu under Backup and Sync Settings. Next, you will need to sign in. Visual Studio Code allows you to use either a Microsoft account or a GitHub account for this purpose. Signing in securely stores your settings in the cloud, making it easy to access them from any device. You can use personal Microsoft accounts, such as those linked to Outlook or Azure accounts. Once you are signed in, you can choose what you want to sync. Visual Studio Code gives you several options, including your settings, keyboard shortcuts, user snippets, user tasks, UI state, installed extensions, and profiles. This means you can customize what gets shared across your devices. After enabling sync, Visual Studio Code will automatically keep your settings updated in the background. This means every time you make a change, it will reflect it on all your devices without you having to do anything extra. However, sometimes you might run into conflicts. If you make changes while offline or modify settings on different machines, Visual Studio Code will alert you to these conflicts. You can choose to accept local changes, accept remote changes, or review the conflicts side by side before making a decision. It is also good to know that syncing operates at various levels. There are default settings that come with Visual Studio Code, user settings that apply globally, and remote settings for cloud or remote development environments. This is particularly useful for teams working on shared projects, ensuring everyone is on the same page. For game developers, syncing settings is a game changer. It ensures that your coding environment remains consistent, whether you are working on a laptop at home or a desktop at the office. This consistency can save you time and help you focus on creating amazing games without worrying about different setups. In summary, syncing settings in Visual Studio Code is a straightforward process. You enable settings sync, sign in with a Microsoft or GitHub account, select what to sync, and let Visual Studio Code handle the rest. This feature not only streamlines your workflow but also enhances collaboration in game development and other tech fields.